make this video for glory of Father God. So this morning, um, before I woke up, like really woke up, Father God had he was kind of like talking about something, um, and basically what happened was, um, before it was basically like three dreams, but the first one and the last one were like attacks, basically. Like the one in the middle was the one from him, and the other two were like attacks. Um, so I didn't like when I woke up, I didn't remember like specifically everything that Father God had said, but I could understand what he was speaking to. Like I knew like the subject basically. Like I think he like spoke legit. Like I don't know how it is for anybody else, but I'm not the type of dude that like you know often hears from Father God like as far as like let's say something wordy. Um, and in this instance, if I like as I can remember, because I can't remember like exactly what he said, as I said, um, and I think that's because the first dream was an attack, and then the last dream was an attack. So it's like before I woke up, um, I just for the life of me I couldn't remember like exactly what he said, but the idea and like the subject came across, and essentially what he was saying is that because he showed me this lady. He showed me this lady in a in like a sort of like empty convenience store, and I was brought to understand that this woman was a either a prophetess or some sort of person who just like kind of like records things like for the Lord. And in this convenience store, she was crying, and she was talking about she was just talking about like how like the situation now like in its current situation like is not at all like nothing. Like she literally said we haven't seen anything yet. Um, and basically like the convenience store was like emptied out. Like it was all like there wasn't anything on the shelves. And she was talking about that. She was talking about how like the like the like the I can't remember how she worded it, but she's basically talking about how like um the plentifulness like the bounty is like depleted, like how it was gone. And basically the subject that Father God talked about after that, after he showed me this lady, he was talking about how there's coming a time soon where his people are gonna be together in a sense that the community itself will be like grouped up like as like his people like almost in camps, almost like if you can imagine like visually in your head, like if you can imagine like a campsite, like almost sort of like that, like how as far as like the like as far as how like it's gonna go forward, as far as like his people being uh like I want to use the word united, like grouped up, like united and grouped up, almost in the sense of like a if you can imagine like a camping ground to represent something like that visually. Um, Granted, I think there is part of what Father God was saying as far as like the campgrounds being very literal in the sense that because well I won't get into that, but in the sense, just in the sense that like these groups of his people are like almost like literally gonna be like living together um, before he comes to get us. Um, but again, like the dream before that and the dream after that, which was the one right before I woke up, they were both attacks. So again, I think that's why it's so hard for me to remember this. Um, but just to say that, you know, if anyone is seeing this and still focused on what's happening in the world and and all that, just kind of again kind of just keep in mind, like, remember, you know, remember where we're going. Remember who we belong to. I know how hard it is. Believe me, I don't have time to get into all of it. I know the struggle. Well, I'm not gonna say like I know everybody's struggle, but I know a struggle that has been a miniature hell for me. So, um, but again, just remember where we're going. Remember the goal. Remember the mission. Father God hasn't forgotten about us. But it's just all this to say that if you are focused on the current situation in the world around us as it stands now, this is not at all like, this is nothing. And it might seem like it's something, but believe me, it is nothing. It is not at all anything. Like, even before the woman in the dream that the Lord showed me said that we haven't seen anything yet, I knew before that we hadn't seen anything yet because of what the Lord showed me before that. Like, he showed me things like years ago that I'm still considering now, like looking at the world around me and being like, yo, this is nothing. So, again, just, you know, this isn't to scare nobody. It's just keep your eyes on God as best as you can. That's something that I struggle with. So, I'm speaking to myself as well. But keep your eyes on God as best as you can. And even when you struggle to keep your eyes on God as best you can, even when you struggle to, you know, even when you struggle to pick up the word, when you struggle to pray, just no matter what, in the back of your head, always remember and keep it in mind that Father God is coming for us, and He is coming. Like, just keep that in the back of your head, man. You know, because I know how hard it. You know, again, like I know how hard it is sometimes to focus on God. I know how hard it is to pick up the word. Sometimes, you know, but take it a day at a time if you have to, because that's what I do. I really don't have any other choice, honestly. But take it a day at a time if you have to, honestly, because Father God still sees you. He sees me, you know, and I'm a nobody. Um, so yeah, man, don't, you know, at the very least, don't focus on anything that's happening in the world. Even when it's hard to focus on God, just don't focus on the world. Um, I hope you can receive this.